A very good day, Ms. Liu. We are from Group 7, and today we'll be presenting our analysis of Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. Firstly, we'll do a brief self-introduction of ourselves. I'm Tan Jihan.
I'm Li Lingwei.
I'm Lamiki.
And I'm Lim Ziqi.
I'm Melissa Tan.
And I'm Wen Xiaoken.
Now I'll briefly introduce our company. Panasonic Malaysia Sdn Berhad is a leading subsidiary of Panasonic Corporation, which is a renowned global electronics and technology conglomerate that was founded in 1918 by Konosuke Matsushita. Panasonic Malaysia Sdn Berhad was established in the year 1972 after the Panasonic Corporation discovered the Malaysian market's tremendous potential. Panasonic Malaysia Sdn Berhad primarily develops, designs, manufactures, and distributes appliances. Some of the examples of those appliances include air conditioners and refrigerators. Panasonic Malaysia Sdn Berhad operates several subsidiary companies in Malaysia. These subsidiaries are Panasonic Malaysia Manufacturing Berhad, which is a company for our assignment, and it specializes in manufacturing and assembly, producing a wide range of consumer electronics, home appliances, and industrial devices. Next is Panasonic Appliances Air Conditioning Malaysia Sdn Berhad, which focuses on manufacturing energy-efficient and environmentally friendly air conditioning systems. Next is Panasonic Automotive Systems Malaysia Sdn Berhad, which manufactures automotive components and systems contributing to the automotive industry. These subsidiaries play a vital role in expanding Panasonic's presence and catering to specific market segments. Through these subsidiaries, Panasonic Malaysia delivers high-quality products and solutions tailored to meet the diverse needs of Malaysian consumers and industries. Over the years, Panasonic Malaysia has grown to become a trusted brand and has significantly contributed to the country's economy by creating employment opportunities and fostering technological advancements. The company's commitment to local manufacturing has resulted in the establishment of state-of-the-art production facilities, research and development centers, and a robust supply chain network, strengthening Malaysia's position as a hub for Panasonic's regional operations. That's all from me. Now I'll pass the floor to Melissa.
Okay, hi, I'm Melissa. I would like to share about accounting standard. The first accounting standard is IAS 2 inventories. Inventories measured at a lower cost and net realizable value. The cost consists of purchasing cost, conversion cost, that is production cost, and other costs that is incurred in bringing in the inventories to the present location. NRV is the value for which an asset can be sold minus the estimated cost of selling. Based on the annual report, you can see the financial statement shows inventories of around 89 million, which comprises raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, and consumable store. Inventories that recognize as cost of sales is around 760 million. Inventories that write down to realizable value is 81 million, while write-off inventories increased a huge amount compared to 2021. In 2022, Panasonic write-off inventories are around 40 million. Lastly, reversal of write-down inventories in 2022 is 713,000. The next one is IAS 12 income tax. Income tax applies a so-called overall balance sheet method, which acknowledges both the current tax result of transactions and events and the future tax result of the future recovery or settlement of the carrying amount of an entity's assets and liabilities. Disparity between the amount is set with limited expectations as deferred tax liabilities or deferred tax assets, also being subject to a probable profits test. Based on the annual report, the financial statement shows tax rate of 24% based on profit before tax. That is around 53 million times 24%. After less profit not taxable, tax incentives, over provision of current tax expense in prior year, and add over provision of deferred tax benefit in prior year will get the tax expense amount of around 1.5 million. The other accounting standard I would like to share about is property, plant and equipment, that is IAS 16, initially measured at its cost or revaluation model and depreciate so that its amount is allocated on a systematic basis over its useful life. The cost includes its purchase price, import duties, and non-refundable purchase taxes after deducting trade discounts and rebates. The cost that directly attributable to bring the item to location and condition necessary for it to be capable of operating in a manner intended by management is included. Next. Based on the annual report, in the year 2022, the total cost of property, plant, and equipment are around 563 million. The company property, plant, and equipment consists of buildings, plant and machinery, furniture, fittings, structures and equipment, motor vehicles, and finally, work in progress. After deducting the total accumulated depreciation and impairment loss for the net book value of the total property, plant, and machinery are around 143 million based on the note 3. That's all I would like to share. Next, I'll pass to Shoen.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. So now I'm going to continue about the accounting standards. So this is IAS 38, which is the intangible assets. IAS 38 is an accounting standard established by the International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, which requires companies to follow and apply regarding intangible assets in their business. An intangible asset does not have physical substance, which considered as an identifiable non-monetary asset. For instance, software, copyrights, patents, goodwills, brand name, etc. are categorized as intangible assets. In addition, an intangible asset must meet the following criteria, which are identifiable, controlled, and expected to generate future economic benefits to be recognized and included in a company's statement of financial position. Firstly, an identifiable intangible asset is asset that can be separated to sell or transfer from the company. Next, the intangible asset should be controlled by the company, where the company should have the power to restrict others from using it. Lastly, the assets are expected to generate future economic benefits to the company by enhancing profit or reducing costs. Furthermore, IAS 38 also requires companies to measure intangible assets at cost initially. After the initial recognition, companies can choose either to amortize the assets over the asset's useful life or assess whether the assets carrying value are still recoverable or not by performing impairment tests. Moreover, IAS 38 also requires companies to include information such as the nature, useful life, amortization method of the intangible assets during disclosure. Based on the statement of financial position extracted from 2022 annual report of Panasonic Company, the intangible assets showed are the software and licenses, which cost 9,349,000 in total. In addition, it carries net amount of 3 million after deducting amortization, around 5 million as at 31st March 2022 based on Note 5. Next is IAS 1, which is the presentation of financial statement. IAS 1 established the requirements for the presentation of a company's financial statement, including the content, format, guidance on the accounting policies and disclosures. All entities are required to prepare financial statement according to specific requirements in international financial reporting standards, where the purpose of IAS 1 is to ensure the information of financial statement provided by the company are relevant and reliable, clear and understandable for other users to make informed economic decisions. Furthermore, the statement of financial position, which included the company's assets, liabilities, and equities in a period, is one of the key components that are required in IAS 1. Next, IAS 1 also required the income statement, which presents the company's profit or loss, as well as any other comprehensive income in an accounting period. In addition, the statement of changes in equity, which shows the transactions with shareholders and the changes in reserves. Lastly, the statement of cash flow, which shows the inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents during the accounting period. Besides that, IAS 1 also required companies to include specific disclosures such as the information about significant accounting policies used by the company and any additional information that is essential to understand the statement in the notes to financial statement. Based on the statement of financial position as at March 2022 from Panasonic Company's annual report, it shows that Panasonic has included assets, equity, and liability in the statement of financial position. Furthermore, according to the statement of profit and loss of Panasonic Company, a gross profit of 94 million and net profit after tax around 51 million are obtained. Next, the statement of changes in equity of Panasonic Company shows the share capital around 60 million and distributable retained earnings around 704 million, which equals to the total equity mentioned before, which is around 700 million. Lastly, the cash flow presents the cash generated from operations, which is around 47 million, and the net cash generated from operating activities, which is around 30 million. So next, I'm going to pass it to my teammate Ling Wei.
Thank you, Seo. Now I'm going to talk about share capital, directors' remuneration, and substantial shareholders. Next, share capital. Issue share capital refers to the amount of nominal value of shares that held by the shareholders to know the share capital issue. Therefore, this shows the share per value that had gave out to the shareholders. In the same point, the total that the shareholders had invested in the firm is seen by the issue that share by the capital and share the premium. Therefore, payout capital is the amount of money received by the company when it sells its share to the shareholders and the investors directly through the primary market. In year 2022, Panasonic Company total issue share capital and payout capital is around 60 million. However, the total share units are 60,746,000. Additionally, the holders of ordinary share are entitled to receive dividends as declared from time to time and are entitled to 1 vote per share of meeting of the Panasonic Company. However, all shares rank equally with regard to company residual asset. As a result, they had no changes. Next is director remuneration. Director remuneration is referred to how directors of the company are refunded by a company for their service, such as fees, salary, use of company property, and more. The package are first approved by shareholders and the board of directors. In year 2022, Panasonic Company total fees in non-executive director is 683,517. However, their meeting allowance is to be paid on attendance of the independent non-executive is 94,770. Furthermore, their salary and other remuneration in executive director is around 2 million. At the same point, their benefit in kind, BIK, is 49,600. Total up all the payment is around 2 million. Lastly, sustainable shareholders. Sustainable shareholders refers to a business that approach to create a long-term shareholders value by embracing the opportunities to managing the risk derived from economic, environmental, and social developments. Therefore, their role is to classify and prioritize environmental and the social issue that had been addressed and develop solution that meet their needs. In year 2022, Panasonic Company has 6 sustainable shareholders such as Panasonic Management Malaysia Sdn Bhd, Panasonic Holdings Corporation, Panasonic Holdings Netherlands BV, Panasonic Asia Pacific Pte Ltd, Employees Provident Fund Board, Kumpulan Wang Pasaran Diperbadangkan. As you can see, the first shareholders is Panasonic Management Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Their direct interest is around 28 million and the percentage is 47.45%. However, Employees Provident Fund Board is around 8 million with 13.30%. Thus, Kumpulan Wang Pasaran Diperbadangkan is around 3 million with 5.70%. Furthermore, deemed interest. Deemed interest is the amount of interest that would have been earned Panasonic Holding Corporation, Panasonic Holding Netherlands BV, and Panasonic Asia Pacific Pte Ltd. Their deemed interest is around 28 million with 47.45%. Now I'm going to pass it to my group mate, Ziqi.
Thank you, Ling Wei. Now we'll continue to this section D analysis of financial statement, income statement. Next, this is the horizontal analysis. The horizontal analysis is based on this statement of profit or loss and comprehensive income from Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad Annual Report 2022. First, based on the income statement shown above using the horizontal analysis, the revenue of Panasonic has a negative percentage in the income statement of 10.85%. This is because the revenue of the company has decreased from around 974 million in year 2021 to around 868 million in year 2022. Based on the notes 15 from the annual report of Panasonic in year 2022, it is due to the disaggregation of the group's revenue from contract from customers. This aggregation of the group revenue from contract consists of living appliance and solution, heating and ventilation AC and die and mount. From the year 2021 to year 2022, living and appliance has decreased up to 62 million and the heating ventilation AC have decreased up to 44 million and dies and mount have increased up to 61 million. This is the notes 15. Second, based on the income statement, the share of result of associate company of Panasonic has a negative percentage in the income statement of 31.83%. This is because the share of result of associate company has decreased from 20 million in year 2021 to 13 million in year 2022. Based on the notes 6C from the annual report of Panasonic in year 2022, it is due to the company share of net profit and total comprehensive income. From the year 2021 to year 2022, company's share of net profit and total comprehensive has decreased up to around 6 million. Next. Third, based on the income statement shown above, the profit before tax of Panasonic have a negative percentage in income statement of 60.76%. This is because the profit before tax of the company has decreased from around 135 million in year 2021 to 53 million in year 2022. Based on the notes 4 from the annual report of Panasonic in year 2022, it is due to the right of use asset. From the year 2021 to year 2022, lands hold have decreased up to around 84,000 and the building have decreased up to 45,000 and machine and equipment have increased up to 1,000. The total has decreased up to 167,000. Next, this is the proof of depreciation of right of use asset. Based on the income statement shown above, the profit before tax of Panasonic Malaysia Berhad had a negative percentage in income statement of 60.76%. This is because the profit before tax of the company has decreased from around 135 million to around 53 million in year 2022. Based on the notes 13 from the annual report, in year 2022, it is due to the provision of liability and change. From the year 2021 to year 2022, rework and recall cost has decreased up to 750,000. Warranty has decreased up to 370,000. Employee welfare shares have increased up to 2,043,000. Retirement gratuity shares have decreased up to 3,000. And foreign worker requirement fees has decreased up to 196,000. The total has increased up to 777,000. Next, this is the proof of provision of liability and change. Next. The last one is based on the income statement shown above. The tax expenses of Panasonic Berhad has a positive percentage in income statement of 91.84%. This is because the tax expenses of the company has decreased from around 18 million in year 2021 to around 1,526 in year 2022. Based on the note 17 from the annual report of Panasonic in year 2022, it is due to the current assets expenses and difference tax expenses. From the year 2021 to year 2022, current tax expenses has decreased up to 15 million, and the difference tax expenses has decreased up to around 1,200,000. Next, this is the proof of tax expenses. Next, I will pass to my groupmate Maggie to continue the section E.
Thank you, Cici. Now I'm going to continue with the section E, analysis of the financial statement financial position. The first one, this is a horizontal analyzed balance sheet. Next. It's based on the financial position of annual report 2022. Next. The first one I'm talking about the current tax assets. It's based on the note 26 and the balance sheet. The current tax assets have increased from the 0 in 2021 to around up to 5 million in the 2022. It's a 100% increase. These assets can help company better to manage the assets trend as it can reduce the investment risk. For example, it may come from the government tax discount that company can reduce the tax cost and have more elastic asset management. Next. The second one I'm talking about the derivative financial assets. The derivative financial assets have increased from 10,000 in 2021 to the 182,000 in 2022. These have 1,720% increase. The year 2022 can catch up more opportunity if the project or the products need some immediately supply. The third one is also based on the balance sheet and note 10. The derivative financial liabilities is decreased from the around 86 million in 2021 to decrease of 45 million in 2022. The decrease of this liability give a negative percentage of 94.8%. The produced loss or damage is less. The cost will become smaller, and it can let the company get more profits. Next. Now I'm going to talk about the taxation and the less liabilities. These two also based on the balance sheet and the notes of 26. First of all, I'm talking about the taxation is decreased from the around up to 4 million in 2021 to become 0 in the 2022. It's a 100 negative decrease. These assets can help company better to manage the asset trend as it can reduce the investment risk. For example, it may come from the government tax discount, then company can reduce the tax cost and have more elastic asset management. The second one is the lease liability. It have decreased from the 112,000 in 2021 to 15,000 in 2022. Is decrease of 62,000 in less liability give a negative percentage of around 50%, and it may show us has better management ability in the year 2022 as the assets liability demand in company become less, and it will let the asset statement will become more stable. Next. Now I'm going to pass through to our groupmate Jahan.
All right, thank you, Maggie. Now I'll explain our investment decision. After our discussion and analysis, we have decided not to invest in Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. This is mainly due to multiple factors internally and externally that are suggesting that Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad is in a trend of a declining performance. Firstly, we will analyze the internal factors that affected our investment decision. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad's revenue has decreased from 974,558,000 ringgit in the financial year 2021 to 868,776,000 ringgit in the financial year 2022, which is a 105,782,000 ringgit decrease or 10.85%. This could be a sign of deeper problems within the company. In addition, Panasonic has announced that it will be terminating the production of some of its kitchen appliances products in Malaysia. This will likely lead to a further revenue decline for the company. Next, we'll look into the company's profit before tax. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad's profit before tax has decreased from 135,151,000 ringgit in the financial year 2021 to 53,037,000 ringgit in the financial year 2022, which is a decrease of 82,114,000 ringgit or 60.76%. This situation is worrying as the company will have lower amount of profit to pay to the shareholders if this trend continues. The difference between the decrease in revenue and the decrease in profit before tax is such a big difference of 49.91%. It's mainly due to the cost of sales for both years is about the same. With the cost of sales for both financial years being roughly the same, hence the gross profit for the financial year 2022 will be significantly lower. Our studies have indicated that Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad has a gross profit decrease of 47.96% from the financial year of 2021 to 2022. The next factor is final dividend payment. The final dividend payment has decreased from 148 cents per ordinary share in the financial year 2021 to 68 cents per ordinary share in the financial year 2022, which is a decrease of 80 cents or 54.05%. The decrease in the dividend payment is a major concern for shareholders. Shareholders who are looking for income from their investments may be disappointed with the decrease in the dividend payment. Next, we'll look into the internal management. According to the 2022 annual report, the management situation in Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad is generally positive. The company has a long history of success in Malaysia and its current management team is experienced and capable. The company has also been investing in new technologies and products, which suggests that it is well positioned for future growth. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad invests heavily in research and development. They have invested 24,867,000 ringgit in research and development in the financial year 2022, which helps the company to stay ahead of the competition. The company has a number of patents and is constantly developing new products and technologies. Next, we'll look into the customer service of Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. According to mouthshark.com, Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad's customer service is relatively poor. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad may lose their customers' loyalty if they continue with their current customer service performance. Customer loyalty is a critical aspect of a company's success. It refers to the customer's willingness to repeatedly choose and support a particular brand or company over its competitors. Loyal customers not only provide report business, but can also become advocates, referring the brand to others and contributing to the company's growth. If this situation continues, the effects are that the company's sales will decrease as customers will seek better alternatives and the company's financial structure will further weaken. This can be proven by the major decrease in revenue from the financial year of 2021 to the financial year of 2022 with a decrease of 105,782,000 ringgit or a decrease of 10.85%. Next, we will look into the internal employee situation of Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. According to Indeed, most of the employees of the company are also not satisfied with the treatment and environment of the workplace. According to Procurement, a former employee of Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad, he or she said that the company is not a suitable place for ambitious people. Hierarchical protocols must be complied, the company didn't provide any real training, and the seniors there are not helpful. Employees who are not satisfied with their work environment are more likely to leave the company. This may lead to high employee turnover, which can be costly for the company. Moving on, we have conducted a pastel analysis to discuss about the external factors affecting Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. Firstly is P, the political factors. Malaysia's political situation is considered to be stable. The Malaysian government has been supportive of the electronics industry, providing tax breaks and other incentives. The government has also been consistently investing in infrastructure, which has made it easier for Panasonic to do business in Malaysia. However, the government's recent crackdown on corruption could pose a challenge for Panasonic as it could lead to delays in approvals and other bureaucratic hurdles. Next is E, the economical factors. The Malaysian economy is growing steadily, which is creating opportunities for Panasonic. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, Malaysia has a GDP growth of 5.6% in the first quarter of the year 2023. The country's labour costs are also relatively low, with a minimum monthly salary of 1,500 ringgit, which makes it an attractive manufacturing destination. The Malaysian currency, the Malaysian ringgit, is currently showing a trend of decreasing in value. Therefore, the cost of Panasonic operating in Malaysia is lower in terms of local currency. Moving on is S, the social factors. The Malaysian population is young and growing, which creates a large potential market for Panasonic's products. The population is also increasingly affluent, which means that people are more likely to be able to afford Panasonic's products. However, the Malaysian population is also becoming more environmentally conscious, which could lead to a decrease in demand for Panasonic's products if they are seen as being harmful to the environment. Next is T, the technological factors. Today, technology is advancing at a rapid rate. The rapid pace of technological change is creating new opportunities for Panasonic as it can develop new products and services that meets the needs and wants of consumers. However, the pace of technological change is also a challenge for Panasonic as it needs to be able to keep up with the latest trends in order to stay competitive and it could make its products obsolete. Next is E, the environmental factors. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad is committed to sustainability and is working to reduce its environmental impact. According to the company's 2022 annual report, the company has been investing in renewable energy and energy efficiency measures which are in line with their sustainability goals. However, the Malaysian government has not been as proactive on environmental issues as some other countries such as Denmark, Finland, and Costa Rica, according to the World Population Review. The company also faced several challenges from Malaysia's hot and humid climate. Examples of those challenges include causing heat stress in workers, which can lead to a decrease in productivity and an increased risk of accidents. Next is causing equipment to malfunction, which can lead to production delays and safety hazards, and causing products to degrade, which can lead to a product recall and customer dissatisfaction. Finally, is L, the legal factors. The Malaysian government has a relatively stable legal system, which provides a good environment for businesses to operate in. However, the government has been introducing new regulations in recent years, such as those related to environmental protection, which will make it more difficult for businesses to operate. Through the analysis of both internal and external factors, we can conclude that Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad has more drawbacks than benefits. Hence, it is not suggestible to invest in this company, and we have decided firmly that we will not invest in this company in the near future. Alright, that's all for our presentation. Thank you, Miss Liu, for your time and have a nice day ahead.